give it to me so everyone can see that I have this beautiful book, and everyone's gonna be like, oh my gosh, Sarah, what's that book about? I don't know, just freaking look it up on Goodreads. That's what it's for. It's not a love, it's not a like, more like a it was okay. If I shed any type of water down my eyes, then it belongs here. Do you hear that, friends? I read a lot of young adult books. 5 is a perfection. Red flags, toxic or not, I don't really care. Just because I give the other categories a low rating doesn't mean the overall review has to be low. Hey guys, it's Sarah here, and welcome back to another one of my videos. Listen, I've been thinking about it, and I think for my own accountability, I need to make this video. I get very confused on why I give a certain rating when I have been complaining about it for the last 5 minutes, and then give it a 4 out of 5 rating. Like,
what's the logic behind that, Sarah?
So for the sake of myself as well as you guys, I thought this will be a very helpful video for us all. For those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Sarah, and I do book reviews, both spoiler and spoiler free. We rate it out of 4 different categories, but starting from today, we are going to be adding 2 new ones. I actually added them, I think, last video, but I thought this would be a more formal introduction to the 2 new categories, which we will be talking about in just a little bit. Let's just jump right into the video. For my regular viewers, y'all already know what it is. The first one is the cover design. A 1 rating means it's terrible, gross, disgusting, almost embarrassing for me to have it on my shelf. Like, if I had to choose between the book cover and this like disgusting, musty, dusty, old, gross looking color, I'd rather go for that. For the record though, I will probably never give a book a 1 rating. 2 would be like, it's not pleasant, like I wouldn't want to look at it all day, but I wouldn't want to like
chuck it out the window.
You know, like maybe I'll just keep it in like the back row of my books, like behind all my other pretty books, so like no one really sees it, no one really knows I have it, but I really wouldn't want to like get rid of it. Like I don't mind having it. A 3 would be like, it's not the worst thing in the world, like it's probably a lot more on the pleasant side. Like if I saw someone else having this book outside, I'll probably go up to them and be like, oh my gosh, that's a cool cover, like what are you reading? But on my own bookshelf, like I don't know if I would like present it on its front. I'll probably just kind of like leave it on its side like that, like my other books are. But I don't know, I'll have to hash it out with the book. A 4 is a almost perfect. Almost. 4 is like that 1% lacking, like something about it, rather it's the color scheme or like the font, just like one tiny itty bitty detail that if they just changed, it would have been a perfect 5, which is perfection. No complaints, obsessed, just gorgeous. I don't care, just take my money, give it to me so everyone can see that I have this beautiful book, and everyone's gonna be like, oh my gosh, Sarah, what's that book about? I don't know, just freaking look it up on Goodreads. That's what it's for. After the cover, we talk about the plot, the synopsis, the storyline, the summary. A 1 most likely means I DNF'd it, so will you even have a chance to hear me talk about a book with a 1 rating? Probably not, because it's probably not worthy of a book review. 2 is I finished it, but I didn't really like it. Like, it was interesting enough for me to finish, rather it's because I was just like far deep into it that I just had to, or I just had like a couple pages and a couple chapters left that I just wanted to finish it. Either way, it means that there are worse ones out there, and this one just didn't completely flop over. It's not a love, it's not a like, more like a it was okay. A 3 is good, but could be better. To a certain degree, I probably did really enjoy it, but is it worth a reread? I don't know. I don't know about that one. 4 is almost perfect. The main reason why I would see myself giving a book a 4 in the plot area would probably be bigger things that I had like issues with. There are major minor details that doesn't change the plot itself, but could have made the experience better. For example, the timeline of each event, or the world build, like what kind of world are we surrounded by. They're at the same time not the storyline itself, so they're not going to change anything in the plot. It'll change the experience of when you read it with more details and like better descriptions, but it wouldn't really change the plot line itself. I hope this makes sense. And then we come to a 5, which means I was completely invested. I wouldn't want to change a thing other than my very irrelevant 2 cents. But other than that, it was great, and
I will be thinking about it for the next couple months.
Now this is where we are changing things. I'm going to be squeezing in the 2 new ones right between plot and character, starting off with tears. Tears doesn't only apply to sad ones. Happy tears, sad, emotional. If I shed any type of water down my eyes, then it belongs here. So don't get confused with the storyline itself. First 1 means I was a Sahara Desert. I had no water down my eyes whatsoever. Now, if you know me, I am an emotional person. I will cry reading Pokemon or reading Harry Potter. the first book, or watching the video of the raccoon and the cotton candy. So I will most likely find something to cry about. So I don't know how many ones I'll be giving out there, to be honest. 2 means I got emotional. I got the chills. But would I say anything really fell from my eyes? Probably not. A 3 means I felt them tears coming. I felt my tears clouding my vision. They were about to drop, but they didn't. Or maybe just one tiny drop. But that's it. A 4 means it was a lot more than a couple drops. I had to wipe my tears away. But a 5 means I was full on doing it. I needed a napkin to blow my nose. I was wiping my tears away. I had to take a sip of water because bitch was dehydrated. The next new one we were adding, I got some explaining to do. Originally, I was going to do spice level. Now, contrary to what you will hear from my friends and what they love to label me as, I don't read a lot of spicy books. It's just not my go-to. If it's part of the plot, then sure. But I don't go out of my way to look for books specifically for spice. I do, however, read a lot of young adult books. Do you hear that, friends? I read a lot of young adult
Books.
which means they don't really have, or they don't have at all, spice content in them. But there are a lot of romance. So with very little consideration, I've decided to do a little switcheroo, and instead of doing spice level, I thought it was a little more fitting for me to do romance. So with that being said, a 1 means nothing. There is no romance whatsoever, not even a love interest. 2 means something was there, but it was probably really irrelevant. Starting from 3 and up will probably be my go-to for this category, because I read a lot of fantasy, and a lot of those books revolve around some type of romance, which I am not complaining about. But just keep that in mind, because a 3 means that it was there. It was very there, but it was probably not the end game. The mission, quest, whatever it is, doesn't revolve around love. 4 means the ending most likely had to do something with love, but not everything. A 4 would be tension. There's a kiss scene or 2. 4 would mean that the romance is a pretty big part of the book. And then we have 5, which means the storyline is basically just about love, and the romance and the mission, quest, whatever they're on, has to do and revolve around love. We are almost done, which means we are back to our original categories with characters first. If I'm giving this category a 1, it means I didn't like any of them. There was not even one tolerable person in this whole book. I most likely DNF this book because of how terrible the characters are. 2 is I still hate the characters, but I'm willing to pull my hair out to finish the book. If you watched my Hush Hush review, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. 3 is not bad, but could be better. They probably lack character development and have the same personality throughout the whole book, which done well doesn't bother me, but it could be slightly boring. 4 is I'm not complaining. There's not much to complain about, but there's probably 1 or 2 characters that I just had such strong opinions about that probably brought the whole book down for me. But overall, the characters are all very well-rounded. They have some kind of growth, and mainly lovable. 5 is a perfection. Red flags, toxic or not,
I don't really care.
and last but not least is our overall review, which for those of you who don't know, which I'm assuming majority of you guys don't, after every book I read, I do make a review on Goodreads. Follow my users, stay up to date with that. But yeah, it's just what I put on Goodreads. It's just the general overview without the nitty-gritty details of how I thought the book was. Obviously, the higher the number, the more I enjoyed the book. Just because I give the other categories a low rating doesn't mean the overall review has to be low. Anyways, that is it for the categories and how I will be rating them from now on. I always explain why I give the rating that I do, but this is going to be the general guideline that we will be following. So I hope that helped. If you're still confused, just let me know. I'll just write a comment down below explaining it a little better. That was it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and make sure to read every single one of them, and I'll see you guys next time with Sarah. Bye!